Hey gang, Professor Feeser here, and in today's video, we're going to learn to interact with our users by collecting input. We're also going to put to use all the other skills we've learned up to now. So if you find yourself watching this video and a bit lost, go back and watch the videos in this series up to this point. I promise you, we'll be waiting for you when you get caught up. From the repository you're working from, create a code space or connect to a code space you currently have open or running. Once that code space launches, let's go ahead and create a new file called, let's call it grocery-store.py. Grocery-store.py is a good name. Go ahead, take a minute, shebang, docstring, do your def main, a docstring for main, and then call main with an if name equals main. Okay, gang, let's start by describing what our grocery store has in it. We'll call it the inventory is equal to squiggly brackets. We have apples, and they have, we'll put the cost. They cost 50 cents. And we also have bananas, and a single banana, that's, I don't know, that's also 50 cents. And we have milk, and milk is going to be $1. And we also have bread, and bread is $3. All right, so there's our inventory of apples, banana, milk, and bread in our dictionary. So we have 4 items, 4 keys, and 4 values. We're then going to grab just the, well, let's print. Let's say, welcome to our store. We got to tell the users what's going on. Welcome to the store. And then we'll print currently available is. And then we want to say apples, or we'll say apple, banana, milk, bread. We want to say those items. We want to announce what's currently in there. So we'll do for item in inventory. For item in inventory. If you want to say food item because it's more descriptive, that's fine. What do we want to do? We want to print food item each time through our loop. So let's just put here some comments. Let's say show our users or welcome our users. Let's call this set the store inventory. And let's display what is in the store. All right, now maybe we want to ask somebody what they'd like to purchase potentially. We want to tell them a price. Maybe our program is a price checker. So we'll say item to check. Item to check is equal to input. The input function is what allows us to collect feedback from a user. So our input here, we're going to ask, what would you like to purchase, or what price would you like to check? And I'm going to put a space after that. I'm also going to put I want to make sure whatever they pass in, so this is going to collect a string. I want to make sure whatever they pass in is lowercase. I'm going to put dot lower here. That'll collect a string. We're going to force that string to then be lowered, because ultimately we want to check on apple, banana, milk, bread. Right? If there's an uppercase, we won't be able to match on that. Next, we'll do an if statement. So if item to check, we don't want to say equals inventory. We can actually use the keyword in. If item to check in inventory, so that'll try to see whatever the user typed in. Let's put a comment here. Grab input from user. And this is string input. That's important to note. If item to check is in inventory, that's going to look at apple, banana, milk, bread. If there's a match, what do we want to do? Well, we probably want to print something like the price of item to check and then whatever we want the price to be. We could have a item to check. We could use square, or I'm sorry, we want to use the dictionary. The dictionary is called inventory. We'd want to use inventory and then either square brackets or get the item to check. We learned when we studied dictionaries that way is okay, but the preferred way .get item to check. Now it's that avoids an error if the item doesn't exist in the dictionary, but really we just checked, is the item in the dictionary? So we know it is if this code executes, but it's fine. The price of the comma will put a space automatically. The price of space item to check should say apple, banana, milk, bread. There'll be another space and then inventory.get. That will return the value associated therewith. So 0.5 or 1 or 3 will be returned. Else, so in all other cases, we'll just print the store does not carry, comma, item to check. All right, that may be look at determine how to respond to customer. Great, that may be the very first more or less real world or starting to skim the real world type program. I don't know that you'll be able to sell this program to Target. But believe it or not, there's not too much else to develop here to actually start to have a very practical program. Let's run this. There might be an error here or there. We just wrote it off the top of our heads. But let's see if it runs. If it doesn't, it's a learning opportunity. We're not worried. It ran, so we must have written some code that worked. Inventory is a dictionary. We then welcomed our users. It should say, welcome to the store. Currently available is. We then hop through all of our food items, apple, banana, milk, bread. We're then asking what price would you like to check. So let's check a price on apple. Now, one thing I don't like is how apple's up against the question mark. So we could just put a space there and improve that. If I hit apple and get back 50 cents, though, I'm pretty happy. The price of apple, 50 cents. Now, what I might do to just make it a bit more readable, the price of item check, comma, I could have is inventory to check 50 cents. That might be more readable. Let's run it one more time. This time we'll say milk. Excellent. The price of milk is 1.0. Was it? Yep. That looks good. Now, things like formatting for the number of digits, we can look at digit formatting coming up. I'm happy right now, though, that our program is running according to the rules that we laid out. We're not getting any errors. Let's go ahead and commit this. We have input working. Over on source control, hit the plus. Give a commit message, learning to accept string input from a user. Commit. Sync changes. Again, as long as our file grocery store winds up in our repository. There it is. We're happy. Gang, that was remarkable. We just wrote a program that interacted with our user. We learned about the input function, which collected string input from the whomever may be interacting with our application. And then we actually checked that. Not even before then, we sanitized it. We did a dot lower on whatever they typed in to make sure that it wouldn't cause an error, that if they typed in capital milk or capital apple, we'd still get back a result. Gang, if you made it this far, feel very proud of yourself. You're doing great. If you learned something, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode of Code with Feeser.